So, dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So, we're going to start our ongoing meditation session. Now, keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture, please. So, your right palm on your left. And gently close your eyes and focus your mind to this bell sound, please. So while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So bring attention to your body, please, and observe your posture. And scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Supatveva, or may I be well and happy. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment you're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. And just remain with your present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, we're going to relax our body step by step. Following my words mentally, relax your body, please. Relax your head. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your eyes. Relax your ears. Relax your nose. Relax your upper lip. Relax your lower lip. Relax your chin. Relax your whole face muscles. Relax your teeth. Relax your tongue. Relax your mouth. Relax your throat. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. Relax your back muscles and relax your spine. Relax your chest. And relax your abdominal muscles. Relax your lungs. Relax your heart. Relax your liver. Relax your kidneys. Relax your gallbladder. Relax your pancreas. Relax your small intestine. And relax your large intestine. Relax all abdominal organs. Relax your buttock. Relax your thigh. Relax your knee. Relax your calf muscles. Relax your foot and relax your toes. Relax your whole body muscles, tendons, ligaments, bone, bone marrows, and whole skeleton. Release the tension in your mind and keep relax your face muscles. Slowly bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation in front of your nose and your upper lip area. So allow your inhalations, exhalations happen naturally itself. And when it happens, recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. Recognize it separately. Do nothing extra. Allow everything to settle down as it is. Just follow the sensation and recognize the inhalation, exhalation. Rather than doing anything, just see how inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalations and exhalations. Knowingly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end of the inhalations or exhalations. Just see very carefully each and every inhalations and exhalations, unique, and it has its own character. Sometimes it becomes longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just recognize it. So your inhalation, exhalations is a bodily action. So just see how the body inhale, exhale itself. So calming down your body, inhalations happen. Calming down your mind, inhalation happens. Calming down your body and mind, exhalations happen. Body is the result of your mind. Mind is the result of the phenomena or the nature or the cause and effect or the name and form. So when there is no consciousness, mental faculties, or the forms. There is no mind. When there is no mind, no body. When there is no body, there is no inhalations or exhalations. When there is no inhalations or exhalations, there is no experience. So your breathing, your body, your mind, moment by moment, arising, existing, and disappearing. So observe and recognize that change happening moment by moment. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward, and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun. Spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in day-to-day life, we all try to find our happiness and satisfaction through our bodily, verbally, and mentally action. So, when it comes to our personal life, more than experiencing life, and it's mostly kind of like a struggle we see everywhere, every day. And sometimes there are situations come and we cannot do anything. So we just have to accept it. And at the same time, there are certain things that we have to put our effort and we have to work with it. It is our inner behavior. So outside world we have to accept, inner behavior we have to put at the effort and maintain it. So out of this all, understanding this both inside outside change, and there is nothing belong to us, and recognizing that arising, existing, and disappearance moment by moment take us to the ultimate bliss of Nibbana. So it is a process. In the beginning, we have to accept the outside world and we have to work with our inner behavior. And then later we have to recognize this both change. And then that change will take you to the recognition of worldly nature. So, but when it comes to life, it's kind of like a surfing. You know, if the life is the ocean, so your mind should be kind of like a surfing board. You just get the waves and you just go with the waves rather than struggling. But to become like that, you have to deeply trust yourself. Otherwise, you cannot accept things. Always this natural behavior of resistance or the struggle come to us when we have lack of confidence. So then you have to always look yourself and work little by little. And when it comes to the Dhamma, Dhamma is nothing that exists outside world. It's Dhamma is the behavior of our nature, our mind. So there is outside world and inside, but when it comes to understanding the dharma means understanding our inner behavior. This inner behavior itself means the mind. So the mind depends on the qualities and the conditions. So once you recognize that pattern, and it will help you to work with it. So there is a sutta called Thayo Dhamma Sutta, a discourse of the three things regarding incapabilities to practice these three things. What happened? This samsara arise. So why the Buddha come to this world? And according to this sutta, what the Buddha mentioned, because of the birth, decay, and the death happening everywhere all the time. So that's why the Buddha come to this world. When there is no birth, no decay, or the old age, or when there is no death, no need dharma. So then understanding dharma means you have to have the effort, you have to have desire, intention to get out of the birth, old age, and the death. That is the very purpose of practicing the dharma. Not to find a birth, not to increase their longevity, and not to escape from death. So your purpose should be get out of the birth, get out of the old age, and get out of the death. So the death happened because of the old age and decay, and then the decay happened because of the birth. So the very reason, the bottom line is the birth. So then mostly sometimes when it comes to our life, we mostly focus to have a better place. But here practicing dharma is get out of the birth. It doesn't matter where you born, even in the heaven. That place going to be one day belong to death. So in the beginning of the world, people had a very luxurious life. And they used to enjoy with all the facilities. And sometimes the food, even they used to burn and play with that. Because that much the facilities they had. Have you seen in India some Brahman still, they put the ghee and the fire ceremony, they put the ghee to the fire and burn. Because in the ancient time, the ghee was the most important part. So this Brahman used to play with the ghee and even burning and putting it to the fire. So then some people thought, why this happened? Why people do this way? And then they start to reject this and start to get out of the ordinary life and went to the jungle. So that is where the ascetic system start, practices start. So in the beginning had the very luxurious life, and then some people start to reject it and they came to the ascetic path. And then, so the Buddha used to practice this both and then came to understand this both doesn't allow us to get out of the birth. Maybe it will help to get out of some situations, but this both methods not going to help us to get out of the birth. So if you cannot get out of the birth, what will happen? You will belong to old age and you belong to death. So then the Buddha start to look how the birth happened. So the birth, decay, and the death happen because of the three things. Those are greed, hatred, and the delusion. That's why the birth happen, decay, and the old age, and the death happen. So then the reason for that, greed, hatred, and the delusion. So how the greed, hatred, and the delusion happen. So the Buddha start to look for the reasons and then start to see it because of the personality or the self-centered view or the spiritual doubt and attachment to the rituals and the vows. So those are the reasons the greed, hatred, and the delusion happen. The self-centered view and spiritual doubt and the attachment to rituals and vows. So then Buddha start look why this happened. See, this all the mental reasons, nothing to do with the outside. So that happened, unwise attention and following the wrong way and the mental sluggishness. So those are the three things that happen that bring reasons to have the personality or the self-centered view and spiritual doubt and the attachment to the rituals and the vows. So then why this unwise attention and the following wrong ways and mental sluggishness happen? The reason then the Buddha saw it also within the mind, unmindfulness, lack of full awareness, and this distracted mind. So see the reasons, unmindfulness and the lack of full awareness and distracted mind. So then again you start to look why this happened. So this all related to the birth. Remember the final result is the birth. So now it's go with the mental reasons. And then it start to find out lack of desire to see the noble ones or the wise one. And the lack of desire to hear the Dhamma. Another one is that faulty friend, that the finding mind, the wrong understanding. And then we start to look why this happened. And there is another reason come, restlessness, lack of restraint, and immorality. So then again look why this happened. So lack of faith, unfriendliness, and laziness. So then why the laziness happen? And sometimes see, now you think, when that somebody lazy and you try to encourage them. And sometimes when that if there is unfriendliness, that sometimes you try to fix it in a different way. And when there is a lack of faith and you try to do a lot of things. But here in the Sutta, Buddha says that mention the reason why it happened. And so the one is disrespect. And other one is intractability and evil friendship. So the wrong friendship. So why that happened? Lack of moral shame and the lack of moral fear. And the other one is heedlessness. So in according to this sutta, the birth, the foundation of the birth, lack of moral shame and lack of fear, the moral fear and the lack of heedlessness. So that's why the heedlessness is the beginning of this all the process. So it is a mental quality. When it comes to practicing yourself, just remember that all the reason within this body, there is nothing else. So that's why you have to remember when it comes to practice meditation, to be limited to the body. Rather than going here and there, jumping here and there, just be limited to the body. And once you become limited to the body, you start to recognize the behavior of the mind. So once you're able to recognize the behavior of the mind, you very easily going to recognize the very nature of the mind. Once you recognize the nature of the mind, it is very easy to recognize this process. So see, sometimes to get out of the birth, if we try to do something else, maybe it going to take us to the wrong way. But what the Buddha said is start from the first three things. Then as a result of that, you will gain the other quality. So then the way you should start, lack of moral shame. So you have first get out of it, and lack of moral fear. So to sometimes when you don't have the fear or the shame to do wrong things, that is the beginning of the 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 birth. Another one is the heedlessness, laziness, or the the becoming that kind of like a delay, and not to do the right things at the right time, and always postpone, especially the good thing. And there are some things, even the wrong things also, there are certain things at the moment you have to get it out. Otherwise, maybe you think, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Then what will happen later? It's going to be there and it start to take you to the wrong result. So this heedlessness and the lack of moral shame and lack of moral fear is the very reason for the beginning of this process. So once you work there with your mind, what will happen? Little by little, the path going to become very clear for you. So once the mind become clear, once the clarity start to work, what happened? You start to recognize the process within your mind and body. So that recognition is called wisdom. Not the outside world. It is regarding your inner world. Because that how the feelings arise, how the consciousness or the awareness arise, once you recognize this process, you start to work with it. So when it comes to desire, so this desire or that we all related to the karma. There is a karmic path, keep going, keep happening, keep happening. So as example, when you sleep tonight, when you wake up tomorrow, and how you know your eyes going to be like this, your ears going to be work like this, your legs and body going to work like this. You don't know, but there is a deeper, the strength, the karma hold this everything. And so the karma is related to the desire. And from where the desire arises? So the lust. And the lust, why the lust arise? So the lust arise because of the feelings. Just imagine when there is no feelings, you have no desire. You have no desire to hold it or no desire to reject it. So then how the feelings arise? So the feelings arise because of the three things. Outside object, and your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, the body, that faculties. And when that two things come together, consciousness arises. So that is a natural process. You cannot escape from that. So, but the thing is, when it arises like that way, if you able to see this process, this happened because of this, and once you know that, once you know the lust arise because of the feelings, that knowingly itself is the solution for the lust. Because then you know. Otherwise you think there is something. And once you know that your eye and the outside object come together And as a result of that I consciousness arise, then you know there is nothing in between this. And then when that I consciousness arise, the feelings arise. Once you know that, you know how this happened. That knowingly itself is the solution to get out of. Because once you know that, you're not going to hold it to it. Then why we hold it to the world? So we hold it to feelings. When there is no feelings, it's not belong to us. So then why we hold into feelings? Because we don't see how the feelings happen. We don't know the reason for the feelings. Because of that, what happening, when the feelings arise, we hold it to that. But remember, the intellectually, you cannot get out of the feeling thinking, no, 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 I'm not going to do that. It's not going to happen like that. So mentally, you have to observe and recognize. That is the solution to get out of this. Once you mentally recognize this, and once you mentally observe the process, so the itself what is happening, the mental desire to get into the feelings, hold it to the feelings, harboring to the feelings, not going to happen. Why? Because you know why the feelings arise. And that is where you get out of the feelings. Once you get out of the feelings, what happening? There is no desire arise. When there is no desire arise, there is no lust arise. When there is no lust arise, there is no karma arise. When there is no karma arise, there is no becoming arise. So this is all mental process. But to get into that, you have to have the clarity. So that clarity come out of your own inner effort. That inner effort come out of that you should have the need to get out of the birth. Otherwise, that even though that you may know the process, you're not going to see the process. But when the day come for you to recognize, I want to get out of the birth. I don't want to born anywhere or become again anyway. So kind of like that, the rejecting the birth not going to happen. You have to recognize that wherever you born, this birth, it's not going to be there permanent, and you have to recognize it always change. So otherwise, the rejecting birth is not going to, it's not going to become a solution. So you have to be very careful with this, the understanding the core essence of the Dharma. So hold it to birth or rejecting birth, this to both way not going to work. So then what you have to recognize? You have to recognize the very nature of the birth. So wherever you born, remember, it's not going to be permanent, even for a single moment. It's going to change moment by moment, moment by moment. Once you see it, once you experience that, that is where you can understand this process not going to work for us. So then that's why when it comes to meditation, even in the vipassana, we observing the moment by moment change. So as a human being, you have a better opportunity to understand it and see it and experience it. So use sometimes and see as a life what you experience. And as a life, what finally you gain. And as a life, what you see within yourself. So once you're able to see that, you will see it's only the change. There's nothing else. Even though we have name and forms and we have identity, we have certain kind of material positions around us. But finally, with this everything, what we experience just the change. So the moment of the change that you experience is timeless. It not belong to only this time. Eons by eons backward. So that change happened all the time. And even in the future, eons by eons, if you come to this world, this is the only thing you will experience. Even not only this, even in the heavenly world, that will you experience. Even that the lower existence, like animal world or the hell or whatever, that also the change happen. So anywhere, this change not going to be that kind of like solid. It's all that there's no solid experience you gain, always the change. So then just imagine if you able to recognize this nature within yourself in this very moment, it come kind of like a universal experience. Why? Because that is what happening everywhere. So rather than just mentally that we trying to get it as an intellectual understanding, once you able to come to the moment of experience, in that very moment of experience, that experience itself will take you out of the existence. Because the very nature of the existence mean you come to a kind of like a mental condition with kind of permanent mental condition, maybe with the self, maybe with the experience, inner world, or maybe with the outside world. But once you come to the moment of change, and once you come to that experience, that is where you get out of your name and form, and that is where you get out of the existence, and that is where you get out of the all the sansaric, the circle which we call the sansara, and then that is where you get out of from the becoming, that is mean the birth. So the only the place that in this very moment, not thinking about the past or not thinking about the future, even not thinking about any kind of intellectual understanding. Remember this very carefully. It is the moment of experience happening within yourself, within your own body, within your own experience, within your own feelings. So it happened only this moment. When you're able to see it, you will see only the change. Once you completely understand this inner outer experience, the change as it is, that is where you get out of the existence which we call the ultimate bliss of Nibbana. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi diga yuko bhava. Ittavata cha amhi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vannotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.